This is Better Bass Scene 1, Take 4. Okay, in this tutorial I'm going to show you how I process my bass lines within Ableton itself, so no other plugins required. You probably can get a plugin that does this kind of thing, but to be honest, just me showing you this might help you understand the audio a little bit better and the kind of processes involved. So here we go. What I've done here, I've taken let me just turn a couple of these things off here. I've made a simple bass line out of what did I use? A Synth Master synth, which I quite like this, by the way. I can highly recommend this synth. You know, really a good price for a great synth. Made a bass line that goes like that. Doesn't go like that, it actually is that. There we go. Now, when I was making that, I thought it felt a little bit hollow in certain places, probably because it's made to be mono. I'm not sure. So what I did, I just added I mean, this isn't really part of the tutorial, but I just want to show you the reason why, where I've got to, if you like. So I added a bit of warmth there with one of these plugins here. I added a bit of chorus again with an Ableton plugin, so it sounds like this. Okay, so sounds a lot fuller, sounds a lot kind of meaner and everything like that, but there's a slight problem with that now, and the problem might have been there already anyway, in that when you shouldn't really introduce a chorus and things like that into a bass line without kind of rejigging it a bit, because bass sounds should really be mono, and there's a reason for that. A couple of reasons for that is that well, the main reason is if you have stereo bass, it causes phasing. Mainly, if you're gonna, the phasing would normally take place in, say, rooms or venues where you've got kind of peaks and troughs of waveforms that are generally out of sync with each other. You know, producing like chorus and whatnot that kind of fight against each other in certain places. And the other one is if you have a stereo signal, those kind of signals kind of fight each other in the stereo mix a bit. Do you know what I mean? Through headphones and whatnot. Anyway, so, but I still like the sound of how it comes across, especially higher up in this mid range. This is where the nice stereo comes in. So the way to overcome that is, well, I say overcome it. This is just the way I do it. Is this. So what I've done, I've taken this loop and I've duplicated it twice. Okay. Here's one duplication and here's another duplication. I'm just going to delete this one so it doesn't get in the way of our demonstration. There we go. So in the first duplication, what I've done, it's all the same here up until this point here. And what I've done, I've added an EQ8. So the EQ is available here in the audio effects in your EQ, whereas the EQ8 there, so I brought that in. But what I've done is basically EQ'd it to have this shape here. The main one here is this kind of is cutting off the bottom frequencies here. Why do I do that? Mainly because a lot of the lower frequencies, you can't hear them in headphones is one, but also they take up a lot of energy. Even in live venues, you can't generally hear kind of sub 20 hertz, you know, sub 30 hertz sounds, depending on the speakers, to be honest. And you don't really want those frequencies being in the mix without you being able to hear them, because they're just taking up energy. And also when they fight with your kind of bass drums and things like that. So what I've done there, I've created this kind of EQ shape here. Let's just have a listen to it. Why isn't it playing? Oh, I know why it isn't playing. I haven't turned it on. And that doesn't sound like the right one. This is the right one, isn't it? There, this is the one. Yeah, okay. You want that mono. So there, that's what I've done there. But also what I've done is I've taken another effect here, another plugin from Ableton. This is called Mono, and this comes from your utilities, and there it is there. Drag that in, and what that does, that takes any kind of stereo signal and makes it into a mono signal. So both right and left speakers are the same. So things like this, chorus and even a bit warmer, have probably introduced certain stereo-ness about your audio, and actually it might also be within the sound itself from the synth. I've made it mono, okay, and that is basically just for the lower frequencies here. Yeah, In my other duplication of the loop, okay, I have made it, let me just stop that. There we go. In my other duplication of the same loop, you'll notice I've moved it all up a bit here, so that we're just allowing through these higher frequencies here from about, that's a bit more than that, starts at about 100, so maybe about 100 and excuse me, maybe about 100 and 500 or 400 or something like that. So these are the higher frequencies now. So basically it's allowing a mono signal through at the low frequencies, and then it's a stereo signal of the same basic audio at higher frequencies. So the two kind of intersect, if you like. And what that does, I think it just makes a better sounding bass. Strangely, it doesn't quite sound as full on the headphones as if you as if I just left it alone in the begin with. But here's the key thing: what it's allowing things to do now, it's allowing much more room for other things like bass, drums, your other sounds to come in, and because mixing is all a matter of allowing space for different frequencies, different sounds to come in and have that interplay with each other. So although this doesn't quite sound as good maybe on headphones, with the sound just playing itself in a mix, it will sound much better and allow you much more control. So let's just have a play here. Let's play it all. Okay, so there it is, very basic loop and some drums, but you can do that all within Ableton, and I hope it's really helped you understand a little bit more about audio mixing and processing and what's available here in Ableton. Thank you very much.